Hello everyone, my name is Ted Robbins and I want to welcome everyone here this morning to our Total Mobile Media webinar. We have a really action-packed, exciting webinar here for everyone here this morning, and we realize it's Valentine's Day, so I want to really reach out to everyone. Hope that everyone has a really blessed Valentine's Day with their loved ones, and for everyone out there today. And again, I appreciate everyone having a morning meeting. Well, the reason why we had it, of course, this morning, we know that a lot of people might have evening plans, so I appreciate you being able to be flexible in your schedules on being able to participate in this morning schedule. If you happen to be listening to this call, again, we record these again for the convenience. So if for some reason the times that we set these particular meetings and webinars, if you can't make these, you can actually listen to the recordings. So we're really happy to be able to have Troy and to be able to have Tony on this call. And the purpose of today's webinar is to be able to go further through our individual merchant portal, which again is the customer portal that the individual company would get after we end up building the mobile application for them. We end up giving them an interface to where they can look at their analytics, they can send out push notifications, they can modify their app. A company needs some place to log into on the internet to be able to make those changes. Or they can basically call our company and they can contract with us to where we can basically do everything for them, to where they don't even have to do anything. So from the sales process today, what we're going to do is we're going to go a little bit more through this individual portal here that we've got. We went through a lot of it yesterday on yesterday's call, but we're going to go a little bit more through this today. We're going to go through a little bit more Q&A on this individual call, as well as we're going to go through the overall sales process to make sure that there's real clarity as far as the different ways you can sell the overall system utilizing this overall portal that you've got here, and how this portal is actually used. From our side, from the overall Total Mobile Media side, it's real important to know the different ways that people are able to sell from our side. Now, one of the ways that you're able to sell from the Total Mobile Media side is from this replicated website. When you're in here as an overall salesperson, you can come into the overall environment, you can come in here and you can basically just send someone to your replicated website. Like I happen to have up Troy's here at this particular time. Now what we're doing is we're making some final tweaks that we have on our side to where there's going to end up being a single page here, and we're actually going to extend out this individual top menu here where there's actually going to be a individual buy linking here in the very top. There was actually, for the last couple of days, there was actually a hidden button. There was a button down here in the lower right hand corner that was been removed. We were actually doing some testing all the way through to the shopping cart to make sure that the shopping cart was tracking properly all the way through to the very end, which it is. But we had to technically to make sure that everything was tying in properly for this website that we've got from our side. So what you're going to see is that this watch video is going to be removed. There's going to be a buy button here. There's going to be another buy button here, so that when people come to your replicated website, they're able to automatically buy from this individual website here. And from this website, they're able to buy basically at full bore or at full price. That's at the $24.97, which is the $2,497. They're able to buy at full bore, and we pay out a total of 50% commission through our commission structure that we have here with Total Mobile Media and in your back office that you've got. And through the overall commissioning structure, again, that 50% commission is huge commissions for all of the resellers and brokers and everyone out there that's a reseller. It's huge commissions. You as an overall salesperson are going to have the ability, when you are going in and seeing an overall merchant or you're talking with an overall merchant either over the internet or over the phone, you're going to be able to communicate with them, and you're going to be able to have other options that we're going to light up for you in your back office here. So when I go to Total Social Media Login as an example, and I log into my back office, and let me log into a demo account here. I log into this particular account here. At the same time, when we light up this buy account here, we're going to light up additional SKUs for you in this area here that you've got in this place an order. When you go to place an order here, we're going to allow you different fallback positions during the sales process, to where if you do not believe that you can sell this app for $2,497, we're going to be able to allow you to be able to have multiple fallback positions to where you can have the ability to sell this individual product for less amounts that you've got from your side, and to be able to sell it for possible items where you can actually have terms set up where you can basically take half down at this particular time and be billed later. Because in certain situations, when you're in front of a merchant, some merchants can basically swallow, if they decide, as an example, when they're in the front of the website, if they decide to go for the social media product and the mobile product together, that's $4,000. Some individual companies and merchants can afford $4,000 to be completely all built for them, for all the marketing campaigns, everything all together. And you got to realize that, we're doing some other special things other than just building them their application. I mean, there's also all of the individual design that goes through with it, and all of the individual things that we're doing on being able to promote for the local areas that we've got, and being able to do a press release that we're actually doing in their local area, which is going to get them some high ranking in Google News that we got for their local area. On the Facebook side, we're actually doing some engagement ads and getting them some people to their area. So it's more than just building them an existence and then basically slapping them on the butt and say, here you go. We're really getting their existence up, and we're helping them, we're training them, we're mentoring them. So there's a huge amount of value that basically goes into this overall package. And we talked about in the Facebook groups in a lot of the value and a lot of the integration. And when you start getting into a lot of the shopping carts and a lot of the areas and a lot of the menus, there's a lot of time, effort, and energy. And there's a huge amount of value in that. So we're going to allow you in this back office multiple fallback positions, which is also going to reduce your commissions. Because if you decide that when I'm sitting in front of that particular merchant, if I decide to sell it for less money, that means that basically you're going to get less commissions. If I decide that I'm going to basically end up taking terms, which I'm going to end up taking a position where it's maybe half down now and half down later, that means that I'm not going to get full commissions right now, that I'm not going to get all the commissions. I'm going to get half the commissions now, then half of the commissions later. So it's from the sales cycle or from the sales process, it's really, we want to make it probably the most ingenious, really cool online global platform that's been designed for anybody in the entire world. Because you got to remember that this platform is able to be sold globally. We are already selling through this platform and have sold through this platform. We've already rang through the dish rag. We've already rang so many millions of dollars through this particular portal already. It's already PCI compliant. We already have a global merchant wallet that's already ran and already attached, paying global commissions. So we can sign up brokers and resellers all over the entire world, can recruit them, can bring them into this environment, and they can basically sign up and get social media packages and mobile packages all over the entire world. So that's going to basically allow you a lot of flexibility as a broker and as a reseller to basically go out and to basically sell these overall packages all over the world, in person or online, that you've got. We've also supplied in your corporate area, when you go down to your document section that you've got, we also talked about this other proposal. When you download the proposal, there's a Word document where if I'm actually sitting in person with somebody that I've got, I can actually go and get a handwritten signature from the overall person. You can basically take that overall document, you can basically send that in to us via email that you've got for the overall contract and agreement. All contracts have to be approved by us that we've got from our side. And then basically there's a way from which, depending upon which package that you purchased, we have to get all of the content for that particular package. If it's the mobile app or if it is the social media app, we have to get the content, and that pizzeria or that attorney or whichever merchant it is, they have to be willing to get us some content or to help us out with the content or hook us up with their web guy that they've got so that we can get the content that we've got and give us authorization to get that content. Or maybe they want us to, connect with their shopping cart. Maybe they already have an integration in a shopping cart with Magento, where we can basically connect their mobile app already with their Magento shopping cart. Well, we need their username and password to Magento. So they're going to have to, release some information to us. And that's what our process is from our side, from the company side, is to work with you, the broker and salesperson, is to help communicate with your customer on the information that is needed, help finish out that sales process after the sale is made. And then after that, after we have all that information from the mobile side, it takes about 10 business days before the total application is made that we have and presented to the customer. Now, after those 10 business days that you have, after the application is made, it's posted up basically to the virtual website on an HTML5. So it's a mobile website, and we post it up in that particular fashion. But we also have to basically submit the individual websites, which does take time that we've got, to Apple, and we have to basically submit it into the Android market. And as Tony has basically came on the line on these individual calls before, he's explained that the process to submit it to Apple and to submit it to Android, those are two completely different processes, and it basically costs money for those, and that process and that money is included in this package. So when you're communicating with the overall merchant, you have to realize that there's value there, that we're going to basically take this application, this mobile application, and we're going to submit your application to Apple. We're going to submit your application to the Android market and get it approved. That costs money, and that cost is basically part of the $24.97. That, of course, does take time, and Apple is a lot more picky from their approval process and does take a few weeks to get it approved through Apple. And in some cases, Apple say when we basically submit it to them, they might say they might need a few changes once we submit it to them, or they might say they might not need any changes. But in any regards, it's our job to basically get that app approved from our side, to basically go back and forth. And the great thing is that through Tony and their group helping us, is that we're not new at this, is that through utilizing and partnering with Tony and their entire building teams, they're already building apps every single day. They have for many different companies. If you're looking at my screen right now, and you go here to how it works, and you go here to see it live, and you go to all these different companies here, they're building companies like these every single day. So you go in here, and Tony talks, and he sits down with many, many merchants and companies every single day. And I can't tell you how many times I've called Tony on the phone. Tony says, I'm with a customer right now. Tony isn't just sitting back at a desk and sitting back at his office that he's got from his side. He's involved in talking with merchants. He's very passionate about helping companies, and he really knows mobile applications and really knows how this whole entire process works. He really knows what applications, and when we go in and spec out what a customer needs, they are really going to help our companies and help you as a broker, help you as a salesperson, try to get the best application submitted to, like Apple, who is very, very, very picky in getting something approved. Try to get the best application so that there is a value. And as Tony's explained before, Apple's not going to approve like a one-time event. So if there's like a one-time event that only happens like a county fair, that only happens for like a week, a year, in your particular area, they're not going to approve an app that only happens one time a year, because Apple doesn't see that as a value in that particular area. Now, we could build them a HTML mobile website, but Apple won't approve an application for that. And that's where Tony and their group, as being part of Total Mobile Media, is really going to be able to help our entire group out. We're able to scale with their group, and we're able to load on, because many people have said, well, how many apps, since you guys are starting out with your guys' brand, how many apps can you guys really build? And right now we're basically saying load us up. So if you've got 40 apps that all of the brokers and salespeople have on the call today, if you guys have 40 apps for us to install and ready to start today, great. Let's come up with 40 apps today. Let's get the process rolling, and let's get going. So we're ready today to start building. We're ready today to really start taking and looking at the overall contracts. We're ready to help and start either individual calls with you to help you close your first deals. I know that Troy's been in his individual group and been on there on being able to come on the overall group, to come on and try to reach out to everyone to say, hey, if you need help on a call, to come on to close the first call or the first contract for yourself, we're willing to help. So again, I want to reach out to everyone for that overall process. So once your first sale gets done, what happens is your individual merchant or customer gets assigned this portal. And what we have from our side, and what Tony and all the designers is they have a master admin panel, and we also have access to it. For everybody from our corporate side has access to what's called a master admin panel, which is not this. And what we do is we go in and we're able to do and set up demo accounts. We're able to set up actual accounts for individual resellers. We're able to set up interfaces that are unique logins to this panel. So when I come in here to this panel that I have, and I want to set up an account like this auto body shop and this auto company that I showed you yesterday, and I log into here, this is a very unique login only for this application for this particular customer. Now this could be a demo account, or this could be an account that's almost ready to go and could be submitted basically to Tony and the rest of the group ready to build. So that basically Tony's group, we could hand it off to Tony's group and say, hey, this is a customer that's already given us a down payment. They've already got the contract signed that they've got from their side. They're all ready to go. Here's their account, which we've already done a demo for that we've got. Here's some of their logo. Here's what they wanted for their overall account. Start building it. After the account is already built, after the 10 business days, after we get their content, that customer, like this one here, is going to get a unique login and password, just like what we showed you yesterday. So they're going to log in just like I'm going to do right now. And I'm going to log in here. Let me do this again, make sure I got the right password. When your merchant logs into this specific account here, again, a lot of individual merchants are going to do nothing because the app is already going to be built. They're not going to have to build their application. We're going to basically come in here and build their application for them. Most merchants are going to have to do nothing besides come in here and come into the messaging section and send out push notifications, which again is much more efficient than text messaging. And I'd like to maybe go in to more detail on a call. I'm not sure if we're going to have time today. Maybe we will, but we'll see how much time we have as to the difference between push notifications and text messaging and emails and just the efficiency. But roughly, push notification, if you go to the website and you look at it, has an open rate of about 97% versus emails is around 4%. So the efficiency rate of getting a push notification which comes up on your phone, you don't actually have to have the app. Once a person downloads an app to their phone, they don't have to have it physically loaded up on their phone and active. As long as they have it loaded to their phone physically, Apple or the Android market will physically recognize that the app is loaded to the phone. It basically goes through the servers and basically comes up on the phone as a push notification and a prompt. And it comes up different than a text message because, again, a push notification is not a text message. And it comes up differently than a text message does. And that's one of the reasons why the uniqueness and the high open rate that right now businesses are experiencing. And you can imagine, how would a business or a pizzeria or any business that's out there today would love to have an open rate of 97% for their business? It's staggering. So now most businesses would come in here and they would basically send out their messages to everyone that has downloaded the app, and they would come in and maybe look at the analytics of the people that they've got for their page, and that would be the basics of what they would do. Now, they could come in and make some individual changes and things, and we're going to have specific trainings that are only available for individual customers and your people. If they want to make basic trainings that they've got, they can contract with us to where they can call in and say, hey, I just want a specific training to a specific change to my app, and have only a couple changes a month or unlimited changes. So we're going to have a couple packages that we have available for that also. Or they can change, and the application is simple enough where they can come in and make a couple changes they want themselves, see what it looks like live, and do the changes themselves if they want. But the point is that this individual interface that is here right now that you've got is unique to this one customer. I'm not able to do multiple customers through this one panel. This one panel is unique to one specific customer. Now I can basically change out the options for this one customer, and I can make this a unique login. I can make the login Ted Robbins demo, and I can make this account for Ted Robbins demo, and I can switch out the logins, and I can basically make a demo and change it out from Ted Robbins Pizzeria to something else the next day. But I would have to make this demo, I would have to change out the content for every single customer that I would go see. And let me repeat this to where everybody fully understands this, is that when I log into here, and let me physically log out of here, when I log into this interface, this is only for one specific customer, and I can't see any other customers or any other applications. I only see my data. So when the application's done, that individual merchant that you go to is only able to control their app. And you as a salesperson or a broker, you're going to be able to have the option too that you've got of also being able to get access to this particular portal if you wish that you've got. And we're going to basically take all of our brokers and resellers through some training in order to get access to this individual app that you've got. And if you take the individual training that you've got, and then you get certified, then you can basically come in and get access to this portal that you've got. And when you come into this individual area, you can basically utilize this if you wish to come in and to basically make small tweaks to it and tweak it for each individual customer you're able to go to. Now there's different ways to sell this. We're going to basically have a video that is like this but really short. Like we're going to go through an hour, and we've been talking about different philosophy and different ways you can sell. We're going to have a really short video that basically logs in and basically just shows you this panel on how it works. Really short. So it's not going to go on and on and on about this back panel. It's going to basically say, here's the login, here's step 1, here's step 2, here's how you can change it, and here you go. So that you can basically show your customer, here's the panel, and you don't really have to know any of this if you don't want to. Or you can basically come to us and say, hey, I want to basically know a little bit of this. I want to basically take my customer through this. I want to know a lot of this, of how it works on being a salesperson that I've got. And I want to go through a lot of this because I want to show them, because they're going to end up asking me. Because if you're going to be really serious about going through this and really be serious about a broker and reseller, and you're going to sell this to somebody, they're going to log into their panel just like I'm doing now. And when they log into here, they're going to ask you a question. And so you're going to want to be able to ask, you're going to be able to answer a question that they have. If they say, well, if I go into content that I've got from my side that I've got, what is the content able to do for me? If I go to coupons as an example, can I add another coupon, another QR coupon? And what is a QR coupon? So you're going to want to basically learn about what a QR coupon is and really be a really good salesperson and really be serious about this as a business for yourself, and really be knowledgeable as a salesperson to be able to learn about what this is. And so we've been actually loading up a lot of the content about what this is on our support suite. So you can go to totalsocialmediasupport.com, and you go to totalsocialmediasupport.com, and you can see that there's all these different knowledge-based articles that are here to the left-hand side. And there's 109 articles that are in here right now. So you can actually go to here and go into this support suite. Now if I go to Total Mobile Media that you've got, you can learn about analytics, and you can just go again to totalmobilemediasupport.com, and you can learn about the analytics. And so you can read about analytics, you can learn about the different things that you've got on the analytics that you've got on. This actually came from our website that we've got, that we have on the analytics. But you can look on the different questions. You can learn about, again, all the different articles that we have here. There's many different pages, articles, questions, and we've been loading up content for this past week, and we're going to keep refining this particular area here of knowledge base. And the purpose is so you can basically ask a question and can come here to the home page that you got, type an individual question here, and it will basically search this knowledge base and try to give you the best possible answer before you submit a support ticket. So if I come back here that I've got here to this overall portal that you've got, again, there's different ways to be able to sell it that you've got from our side. Again, you can basically just individually play the video that you've got and work from the replicated sales site and basically say, this is how the program works, and this is how your back office works that you've got on once you end up getting the site. And what we might end up doing also too is actually taking the video and maybe putting that here on the website. And as I'm talking about out loud here, it actually might be good to actually say this is what you end up getting through your portal, and taking that video and actually linking it here to the site, so it's all like fully integrated here on the website. But if we do that here on this website, you can basically sell entirely from this overall website here, or you can basically come in here, get access to the overall portal, and come in here and learn and actually do an individual demo. I can actually change individual items, and I can change it out per individual customer if I wish, and change this out. Another option that is going to be available for you is requesting us to basically, from Total Mobile Media, to actually do a demo for you. Now, to do a demo for you, we're actually going to be having individual requirements for our individual sales representatives to submit requests for demos to be built for you. And the reason for that is that we don't want a broker or a reseller to come on to the company, to go to a Chamber of Commerce, have 50 people at the Chamber of Commerce, get 50 business cards, and then come to us without talking to any of those 50 people besides getting their business cards, and say they want 50 demos all built, and then taking up all of that development time on us coming in here and creating 50 demos for that overall person, and that salesperson and that broker didn't qualify any of those sales. So what I mean by qualification is that we want all of our brokers and resellers to go in and to qualify the sale, to make sure that they have some sincere interest. They know that there's a price and what the price is, to know that we're going to basically create a demo for them that they got from their side, and to know that they're accepting to basically have this built for them. So if we're going to basically have the time, effort, and energy of building this demo, because that's going to take us some time to basically create a custom demo with a custom login for them. And what would happen is we would basically supply a custom login the same way that I logged in with a unique username and password for this particular account here. Is we would basically supply a custom login for your particular potential customer, and your particular potential customer, when we build it for that person, is also going to have a unique username and password. So when you go into your person with your appointment, you're going to be able to say, here is your app. And when you go in and say, here's your application, it's going to be built for them enough for the demo to where they're going to be able to see how it works. They're going to be able to see their logo on it, and it's going to look really, really, really cool. What we're going to be tracking from our side is also the closure rate from the individual brokers, so that we're not, and so many requests for demos during an overall week or during an overall period, so that again, we're not being, from the company side, that our time isn't being monopolized by one individual salesperson or broker that either isn't being trained properly, which is a relationship between us and yourself, or isn't able to close for some reason. So what we're wanting to do is set up an environment where you can request a demo from us, where we can basically build a demo for you. You can go out and close the sale, and hopefully close a lot of sales. And you can basically go without any effort and without knowing how to build any of these things, can go out and close a whole bunch of sales that you got from your side. But what we want to do from the company side is we want to basically build these and be efficient with these, and we want to build these for individual resellers that can go out and close them and can build them and can have a high enough closure rate where they can go out and close them. And again, you're not going to close every single sale, and we're not going to expect 100% closure rate. But again, we're not wanting someone to go into a Chamber of Commerce or go put up a booth at a meeting and collect hundreds and hundreds of business cards that they've got, and then come in and request 100 demos that they've got from their particular account that they've got, and didn't really qualify any of those sales. Troy or Tony, I'm going to pull you guys on the line right now. I might have you guys add to that particular comment that I just made on qualifying the sale.
Ted, this is Troy. I couldn't agree more with that, and I agree with the process from which you're talking about. We talked about that in detail, that we're more than happy to do that. but at the same time, there needs to be some qualifications, and I think that the demo actually enhances, as we all know, the closing percentage when the merchant gets to see maybe their logo or their picture on there. So I couldn't agree more with what you said. I don't really have much more to add than that. That's, I think, a perfect process.
Yeah, Ted, this is Tony, and we've had way more success when we can show a demo, but there are situations where you have a great relationship with somebody, which I know a lot of your affiliates on the line do. They have great relationships already, and for you to make a call and tell a business owner and an associate or an acquaintance to say, hey, this is what I've been doing for you for the last 2 years, now I'm going to take your business mobile, and this is what we're going to do, and this is what it's going to cost. And they say, okay, great, build it for me, I'll pay you. I mean, that could happen too. And then we just build it. And then you just pretty much take the order. So it could happen where you can get the, we'll call it the lay down sale, where people are just so energetic because they feel that they're ready. And there'll be times when you have struggle where you've got to explain, and it will require a demo. Or you can even show them examples of other businesses in their field, and that's why it's behoove everybody that is in this arena that believes in mobile, which is everywhere you go, people are on their mobile device and they're using apps. But if you really believe in this is the future, you need to engulf yourself with what other industries or other like industries are doing in your community. And I mentioned this on a call before, and it's worth mentioning one more time. Go into your smartphone, whether it's Apple or Android market, type in a keyword or words that represent that business in your city. See if there's anybody else that has a mobile app that's similar to what you're talking about. And if there's not, remind your client, your business owner, merchant, that they would be the first of that industry in their community. If there is other people, then say, listen, your competitors already has an app. This is what it is. Let me show you. This is what they're doing. So wouldn't it behoove you to do it also, so you can not only keep up with them, but you can surpass them, because we're going to make your features, rocket ship, so your clients are going to have more loyalty to you and stay with you and attract to you. So there's a lot of different angles to attack it. You have to, see what your client is doing. Look at their website. Look at what they're trying to achieve on their current website and their social media. Is it food ordering? Is it mail ordering? Is it taking orders over the phone? Is it drawing people into the store? Is it new product delivery? Is it video clips of product? Is it webinars? Is it church functions? What is it they're trying to achieve on their current website? And think about it. They've had that website 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12 years right now. And they've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to A, build it, and B, maintain it and modify it. And they've had to call their web designer or their in-house person. And they've had to spend a lot of money over the years to modify, tweak it, change it, keep up with the Joneses, if you will, the competition. As new technologies have developed, they've added video, they've added all kinds of stuff. So, I can talk about this subject for hours, as you can probably attest, the way I can ramble. But I do have a passion for it. You just have to be prepared. And just like anything in life or sports, you show up prepared on enough knowledge that you can educate your merchant, your business owner. You don't have to know everything, because you're not going to know everything. I don't know everything. But you have to be somewhat prepared on what you think their hot button is and their likes, so you can talk their language and get them excited so you can get a demo done. Or you could just fill out the order, and they say, okay, great, I trust you. Tell me what I need to do. Okay, you need to do this. I recommend this. I recommend that. Let's keep it simple. And then later we can always add features. They say, great, you're right. Let's get an app. Everyone's going to like the app. I want to use the app. I want to send push notifications. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And that's where and that could happen. That could happen a lot, actually. So, Ted, I'm sure you have many people on the line that have those relationships, It will require some knowledge and some dialogue and some statistics, and there is some education out there to tell the business owner. But all in all, come in with your smartphone loaded with an app on it. If it's their app, great. If it's another one, great. Put it in their face. Show them, here's your app, or here's what your app could look like. Get them excited. Get them see the vision in the marketplace, Ted. And I think enough of that happening, you'll get enough closures, and everyone's going to win, and the business owner is going to take advantage of this technology with their client base.
Yeah, that was a good point. And also, Stacy had also made that same point that she's got from her standpoint, was that if you're able to show a similar type of business, and especially if you download from your phone, like you just mentioned, Tony, preview your app on your phone, and you're able to show that other similar type of company, you could basically make the sale that you've got basically without even having to download or basically do a demo for that individual company that you've got in that specific company's name that you've got. It could be just in another similar company, and maybe through your particular demo account you could basically just throw in their logo and say, here, I've already changed out the logo, and you can see how I can basically change out your logo on the deal, but here, let me show you another similar app on how cool your app could be. It's in another similar company that we've done. So Stacy, yeah, getting additional types of businesses and more types of businesses with additional codes and things that we have for you to be able to go to is imperative. And so what we'll do is we'll try to, from our side, we'll get more codes for you that we have that we can basically populate on the site with more industries that you're going to be able to show from your side to basically allow you to basically sell from it. Because I know we have some realtors and some attorneys and some dealerships and some wineries and dentistries and restaurants and different things. We're going to try to get more for you on the overall site so that you have a